What if a ruthless mafia boss was forced to marry a woman he never wanted, only to realize she was the one he couldn't live without? A promise made to a dead friend turns into an unexpected bond. But in a world full of enemies, love is the greatest risk of all. When danger strikes in a single moment, changes everything. The cold-hearted boss must face feelings he tried to bury. Will he accept the truth of his heart, or lose her forever? Watch till the end. This emotional and action-packed story will leave you speechless. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And now let's get started. Adrian Volkov ruled Chicago's underworld with an iron will, a man shaped by loyalty and loss. When his closest friend died in a violent betrayal, Adrian made a promise at his grave to protect the only family his friend had left. That promise led him to Mia Carter, his friend's cousin. She was nothing like the world Adrian lived in. Soft-spoken yet cheerful, a little clumsy and unapologetically warm, Mia stood in sharp contrast to the cold, calculated life of a mafia boss. To Adrian, the marriage was nothing more than an obligation, a shield to keep her safe from enemies who would use her against him. Mia entered his mansion like a spark of light in a place buried in shadows. The staff didn't know how to react to her kindness, and Adrian didn't know how to react to her presence. She would greet him with a smile every morning, ask simple questions, and try to make conversation, even when he gave nothing in return. He kept his distance, convincing himself that emotions were weaknesses he couldn't afford. But Mia didn't see him as a monster. She saw the man behind the silence. Days turned into weeks, and slowly something shifted. Adrian found himself noticing her laughter echoing in empty halls, the way she tried to cook despite constant failure, and how she never once complained about the life she had been thrown into. It unsettled him. She was supposed to be a responsibility, not a distraction. One evening, a high-stakes meeting was held in his mansion. Powerful men gathered, tension thick in the air. Mia had been told to stay upstairs, away from danger, but as voices rose and tempers flared, the unthinkable happened. A gunshot echoed. Chaos erupted, and in a single moment that changed everything, Mia ran forward, placing herself between Adrian and death. The sound of the gunshot echoed through the mansion, leaving a ringing silence in its wake. For a split second, no one moved. Then Adrian felt Mia's body collapsing against him. Warmth spread across his hands as he caught her, his mind refusing to accept what had just happened. Blood stained her dress, her breathing shallow and uneven. The world around him blurred, the noise fading into nothing as panic, raw and unfamiliar, took hold of him. "Lock it down," Adrian's voice roared, shaking the walls. His men reacted instantly, sealing every exit the attackers tried to escape. But there was no way out within seconds. The room turned into chaos, but Adrian didn't even look. Revenge could wait. Nothing mattered except Mia. He lifted her carefully, almost fearfully, as if she might break in his arms. "Stay with me," he muttered, his voice no longer cold but desperate. For the first time in years, the powerful mafia boss was afraid. The drive to the hospital felt endless. Every second stretched painfully as he held her hand, gripping it like a lifeline. Doctors rushed her into surgery the moment they arrived, pulling her away from him. Despite his resistance, Adrian stood outside. His fists clenched, his heart pounding in a way he didn't understand. Hours passed. Silence surrounded him, heavier than any battlefield he had ever faced. Finally, a doctor stepped out. "She's alive." The words hit him harder than anything else. When Adrian was allowed to see her, Mia lay pale but breathing, machines softly beeping beside her. He sat down slowly, taking a hand again, this time more gently when her eyes finally fluttered open. Weak but searching, Adrian leaned closer, his voice breaking. "You saved me," he whispered, "but I can't lose you." And in that moment he realized she was never just a promise. She had become everything,